The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Does anyone actually know what's going on here?
I literally have no idea. Help.
We're 20 whatever. Hi.
Hey. Hello.
And welcome back to 20 Whatever. Feliz Navidad. Merry Christmas. I had to put that plug in here because girl Riayn has been like, you haven't talked about the pillow.
And the pillow. I don't know if you can read it, but it does say Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. And we always like to joke, Feliz on your dog. Do, 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 do.
Hey.
There's fleas on your dog. Do, 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 do. You better catch 'em. There's fleas on your dog. And that is the song we love to sing all around as the parents are trying to cook and make a mess.
Right.
So for those of you that are going to be celebrating on the 24th, Feliz Navidad. I also will be celebrating on the 24th. And for you guys, the 25th. That is so special. That is so exciting, you guys. It is time to gather round our loved ones. And right now we are gathered here to spill some tea.
Yeah. Yes.
And there's no other time to spill the tea than the holidays, you know?
Right. This is the hottest tea.
It's so tell me what the hell's been going on all year and give it to me. Has been grandma acting crazy? So that aunt did do that because...
Right.
And you have a glass of wine, you know?
Right.
And the parents are finally letting go of the holiday stress.
Right.
And, they're kind of reaching their breaking point around the relatives that they're about ready to just, spill to you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So to kick that off, before you get to your own festivities today, we are going to be spilling some shocking family secrets.
Yes.
Stories.
No,
secrets.
both. All stories,
of it.
secrets, all of the above.
We are airing out the dirty laundry.
We are spilling the family tea today. And I'm so excited because the concept of this is so wild to me because I'm okay, I know everybody has secrets, right? Everybody's got their own stuff. But when it comes to family, some people take that shit to the grave.
Yeah.
Some people really will not say anything.
And I feel like every family has at least one big secret, maybe two, maybe three, but at least one that as you're growing up, you maybe hear bits and pieces of, or you pick up on something and you reach a point in late teenhood or adulthood where it all comes unraveling and you learn whatever that family secret is. And as much as I know we would all love to share our own and we have privately, to put that on the internet attached to your name is, I'm not gonna do that to my family.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys don't want to do that to your family. So what we did was we sent out an anonymous prompt to the group chat and said, if you have whatever that family secret is in your family, if you want us to read it on the podcast with no names attached, we will do that.
Just get it off your chest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to spill a little tea and just spill it and then be okay, I feel good.
And to be honest, I am quite excited about tea when somebody is there's I don't know them or something like that. I'm so far removed that oh my God, let me tell you about the craziest gossip that I have.
Right.
You'll never know them. Here we go.
It's
know?
the TikToks of reacting to small town Facebook drama.
Yes.
And it's so dramatic and so niche and you are so disconnected from it. Because that's the thing. I don't want gossip and drama about people I really know.
Yeah.
Right. Because then it's
it's
then
too
it
serious.
It could affect your life and your relationship with them. And you're oh God, I know too much,
But just it's the best when it's disconnected from you, or you're hearing it from a friend of a friend of a friend whose uncle had this crazy thing happen to them.
Right.
And you're I can enjoy the human experience of gossiping a little bit.
Yes.
Without having any negative repercussions or feeling guilt or spreading it.
Right.
Right.
I don't know these people.
I was going to say, I'm never saying that again because you told me and I'm just shocking. It's just something
so I can react.
Yeah.
And
as I sip my
told
drink,
me.
I'm oh my gosh.
You gave me this information. Otherwise, I wouldn't know.
Right. One of my favorite things to do at the end of a long day is go on Reddit and read the Boru subreddit. It's best of Redditor updates. So whenever someone has shared a story and it unravels in multiple parts on another subreddit, then they compile it all on Boru. And so it'll be things from am I the asshole, or family drama, or legal advice, or relationship advice. And they have all the parts there of however this crazy thing unfolded.
Right.
Whoa.
Oh, Wow.
Wow. Oh, you're going to eat this up.
Oh, yeah. This is like my Super Bowl.
Wow. I cannot wait to get into it.
And it feels a little bit more juicy because these are our viewers. So it's kind of like, rather than like going on Reddit, like, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. Like, tell me more about the story. Like, yeah. But also, these are our viewers. I feel a little bit closer and I'm like, girl.
Yeah.
It has like a little extra layer of
It does.
sazon.
It does.
So I'm so excited to hear these shocking stories
I know.
and secrets.
It's going to be so good.
So before we get into it, I want to know, how old were you when you found out the family secret in your family?
I was just going to say, I think my mom was like, let me wait until I know that she is old enough to not repeat it. Because, you know, like, of course you want to tell your daughter and you're like, oh my God, let me give you the tea. But I don't know, you're young enough. Really you're young enough to still like a loose lips with the cousins. And you're like, I also heard that you're whatever. Which, by the way, I have accidentally been told some tea.
Oh, me too.
When I was younger. And then I said it out loud. And my mom was like, absolutely red in the face because I said it out loud. And she was like, that was a secret. And I'm like, also, why would you give me that?
Why would you tell me that?
Exactly. So I feel like I started getting the tea once I could hold on to the tea.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's such a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also spilled a little bit of tea too when I was younger. But also I was like, that was your fault. You shouldn't have been talking about that with me, or shouldn't have been gossiping, because that was the tea. My mom was like talking to her friend about their other friend, and I know these people, and then I was like, oh yeah, they were talking about this and this and this, and my mom was like, I was like, oh, sorry. I was like 6.
She's like, oh yeah, my mom told me how you, but she's like, oh my God, Riayn,
it was
shut up.
dead ass just like that.
Oh no.
I was like, oh yeah, my mom and so-and-so are talking about how you blah, 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 blah.
Oh my God.
Shit.
Your mom's like dying inside.
She's like, I cannot say that around. Obviously, she's listening, and you were little baby, you playing with her little toys, listening. Yeah. She's like, oh, get a girl.
Oh yeah. But I think I was about like 12 or 13 when I like got the tea, like the family tea. I was like, oh my God.
I think that was same for me with like the big family secret in my family. It was like, you know, little bits and pieces and breadcrumbs, and then I asked my mom about it when I think I was about 12 or 13 and she spilled. I wonder if it's different for boys, because I feel like or for girls growing up who don't have a mother figure, because I do feel like it is kind of something of like the mother telling the daughter, right? The mother being like, all right.
You're right.
Have you guys ever got tea from your dad? Because I have.
No.
I'm like, never juicy.
I don't think my dad has any tea.
It's honest.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And if I did, it was like my mom was like around to like get like help him,
facilitate
or like
the story.
yeah, or like give the details, because it's always so like vague. I'm like,
I was just
say anything.
That's why they give no tea, because you're like, and then what? And what they say, you're trying to get more, and they have no details. You're like, okay, well then this was a waste of tea spilling. You
like,
didn't even have all the tea.
Oh, you know, so and so broke up or got divorced, or whatever. And we're like, oh my God, what happened? They're like, oh, I don't know.
I didn't ask.
Why not? That's the only thing we care about. Why?
So I feel like that's why I don't have any tea. Like, he tried to give me some juicy, and he was like, oh, that's it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but also we don't tell my brother anything because he can't hold a secret and he can't lie.
I feel like my brothers just didn't care. Like, they didn't care. Like, I wanted to know why everything was so weird about this thing and what the things I was picking up on. And I think my brothers were like, meh.
We don't even...
Didn't even notice.
Didn't even care
notice,
about the drama.
We tried. We tried to tell my brother stuff, and then... Or we'll be like, oh... Me and my sister will be like, oh, we're going to do this thing, but like, don't say anything. Like, oh, okay, they're coming. And my brother will be like...
Oh, no.
How you doing? That's good. Fine. We broke the vase. Like, it's like that. And we're like, bro. So we just don't tell him anything.
Yeah. He can't be trusted.
Until he gets it together, I guess.
Well, that's good. Now you know he's not good at lying. You're looking at him, and he's looking at the floor.
Yeah, he's really bad at it.
That must be tough. Like, not condoning lying or shit like that, but like
right.
kids that like cannot lie for their lives, those poor things. Like, sometimes a little white lie might be necessary, but he'd be like...
No, he literally like can't. Or he just like won't look at you, and it's just he just like gets really weird, and you're like,
well, that's good.
Okay,
Keeping him honest, man.
Yeah, honestly,
good.
We need a few of those around.
Yeah.
And before we get into it, this is just your friendly weekly reminder to subscribe to 20 Whatever on YouTube. You can follow us on all of the podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everything. And check us out on Instagram, because we are there as well. Okay, you guys are ready to get into some anonymous, juicy family drama?
Absolutely.
Ooh.
All right. So this one, the viewer titled it, which I love because usually Riayn titles these. And we have 23andMe gone wrong. Hi, love the podcast and you lovely ladies. Anonymous, please. We'll keep y'all anonymous.
Yes.
Don't worry. This is some serious anonymity here.
Yes, yes.
A couple years ago, my sister wanted to learn more about where our family was from, so she did a 23andMe. She saw a random relative on there that she had never heard of and convinced my mom to do one as well. The random relative came back as my mom's half-sister. My mom is the youngest of 7 in a blended family. She found the half-sister on social media and talked to her a little bit, and we figure out eventually my mom's dad actually wasn't her real dad. The unfortunate part of all of this is that all the parents in this situation are dead, so we can't even ask them what happened. My mom begs her siblings to get tested so she can figure out what the heck happened. Her older brother agreed and took the test. This oldest brother is supposed to be my mom's half-brother because he came from her mom's previous marriage. Turns out he comes back as a full sibling. This means my mom was cheating on her previous husband and my mom's dad with the same guy spanning over 15 years because of her and her siblings' age difference. Absolutely wild.
Whoa. Okay, wait.
Holy shit.
Wait, okay,
Sorry.
so, no.
Are we allowed to swear yet?
Cool.
Out of the first 2 minutes,
Yeah,
we're in the
yeah.
clear.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so it started with taking the test and finding a half-sister.
Yeah.
And then being like, okay, we want to find the half-sister. And then in finding the half-sister, found out that her dad wasn't actually her real dad.
Yep.
Then found out that her half-brother is her full brother, which means that the mom was cheating on her husband with this man's dad for 15 years.
For 15 years because of their age difference. All because of, do you know how many crazy stories come out of these like 23andMe tests?
Dude, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh.
The
Listen.
saliva don't lie. You know, like that.
Absolutely.
Like I did take a 23andMe. And I remember when my papa like asked me, and he's like, "All right, can you do this?" And I was like, "All right, well, we're about to find out anything from the closet."
You're like, let's find out if we break up the family.
Yeah, I would love to give you some of my spit. Let's find out.
There was this, there's like a famous like gospel singer whose name is Kirk Franklin, and he like didn't know his dad, didn't have a dad growing up, like it was really tough, whatever. Takes a test, finds out that his dad like lives down the street from him, like his real dad, like lives down the street from him, and he goes and he talked, but the dad didn't know.
Oh my gosh.
shit.
He didn't even know he had a son at all.
Nope, didn't know, because the mom didn't tell him. He goes to the dad and is like, I just found out. And the dad like breaks down crying. And he's like, if I would have known, I would have taken care of you, but I didn't know. And I'm so sorry. And these people are old. Like they're like in the 50s older.
Oh my gosh.
And so they're crying together, whatever. And then he was like, I need to go talk to my mom. Goes to the mom, denied to the day she died. And he's like, I literally have proof. And she couldn't. She was like, no, that's not like, he's not your, like, that's not the tea. And he was like, I need you to tell me. And she was like, I don't know. And he was like, this is literally going to affect our relationship forever. Like, I don't even know how to, like, whatever the fuck. And she still was like, deny.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I also feel like at a certain point, once you've told yourself a story so many times, that is truth. You know, and that's one of those stories that person was like, this is the story, this is my truth, and that is I refuse to remember any other memory, and they override it and truly believe. And so her being like, absolutely not, like,
yeah, and like no fact could convince me otherwise.
Right.
And what's crazy too about this story, the viewer story, is everyone involved is dead.
Right.
So you can't even ask what happened.
yeah, you can't even get the answer.
And I wonder how many things like that have been uncovered from like 23andMe and stuff would have gone completely unexposed, like take to the grave.
Right.
Yep.
And how many things had 23andMe been around 50 years ago, 100 years ago? How many crazy cover-ups and family stories would have been uncovered?
Yeah.
I think so much, especially like back in the day when like people were having kids way younger.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like, oh, like I got pregnant when I was like 13. So then we just like lied to the kid and said that I was their sister. And then they grew up and then they find out that they're the mom and they're like, what the hell? And like, what? Then actually your mom that you thought was your mom is actually your grandma. And it's like a lot of that. But I've always think about that stuff. I'm like, yeah, I think some stuff would like definitely go to the grave and like nobody would ever find out. But like at some point, somebody's gonna know and find out and tell everybody. Like, I'm like, the secrets can only go so like far, I feel like.
Yeah.
I want to know the secrets that were never told.
Right.
I know. But I'm also like, what I don't know, maybe I don't need to know.
Right.
T.
I'm like, I want to know the secrets that aren't too serious.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I stand with that.
I titled this one, "Oh, that's not ... Hello, girlies. So happy to be a whatever watcher. All four of you, can't forget Jess, of your kindness and positivity that you guys radiate makes my Wednesday so much better. Happy holiday season. I have a wild story for you guys. When I tell you, it's a doozy.
Ooh, I'm ready.
Okay, so years ago, like maybe 5, my aunt, who was a twin, got remarried to a guy that was really nice and my family really liked him. My uncle, her husband, had passed away many years before. He and my aunt were together for about 2 years until they split up. No one really knew why. They just did. We didn't think anything of it, although we were a little sad to see him go. Then, about a year later, he shows up to Christmas with my other aunt.
No, the twin?
Doesn't say, but I'm giving, it probably is because this person specified the twin part. Love you girls so much. Hope your aunts don't have as much man troubles.
Oh my gosh.
Bro.
That's weird.
Yeah.
And not funny. Ha ha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, especially because he was a nice guy. Like, the family really liked him.
And they were together for 2 years.
Yeah.
It's not like
And
he was just like a
married.
random. Yeah.
Oh no. Oh my gosh. Also,
But also the sister, I'm like, girl, what the fuck?
Honestly,
okay, wait.
Who do you think it's worse on? The sister or the twin hopper?
I think it's weird for the man.
Yeah.
But horrible for the sister.
Yeah.
Like, the man, I'm just like, okay, so you just like...
You have a type.
You have it, yeah.
no. And then the parents. Imagine being a parent to those girls. I'd be like, oh, so not this daughter, but we're gonna be we're
still in-laws.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what's so. Imagine having to be like, oh no, but we're like so chill because like I'm now with the other. Like,
And also,
as
like,
a parent, I don't even.
But also, like, what do you think? And also, these people are probably like, I mean, they're definitely like grown. It's wild though to think that, like, what did you think was gonna happen? Like, you were gonna show up to Christmas and everyone's gonna be like, oh hey. Like, that wasn't just so weird?
I'm
like,
sorry.
you weren't with my aunt 2 years ago?
I still stand by it. My mom would still be like, and what the?
No, for show.
At Christmas.
Absolutely.
Like,
but, like, what was the plan? Like, what did you think was going to happen?
there's no plan.
Right.
Is there? There can't be a plan. Like, you.
Like,
well,
you really said, I don't give a fuck.
Well, let's talk about this because this actually happens, unfortunately, quite often where it's like a guy will date like either the sister or like another sibling or
and
something
then,
like
date
that.
the mom?
Okay.
Oh, I know. I've heard that.
Yeah.
There was
There's
a situation I was aware of where this couple was together and the boyfriend cheated on her with her mom on a family vacation.
I'm so sorry, but I have beef with the mom.
Oh, beef with the hands down.
Like, fuck this guy. Like, obviously, like, terrible.
Terrible,
But, like,
but-
you're my mom, bro.
How would you ever get over that?
I don't think I would.
It's terrible that it's a sister. It's terrible if it's a cousin. It's just don't date inside the same family. There's so many people out there.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
But the mom?
I feel like that's got a
whole other level of
the
low.
mom needs therapy.
Oh, absolutely. Have you seen that show? There's a show where like it's really weird, and I'm like I haven't seen it, but people have talked about it where like it's like these older women who date younger guys.
Cougar Island?
Is it that?
There's a show. It's a show called
MILF Manor.
MILF Manor.
What kind of?
Yeah.
Who's streaming this?
I don't
HBO?
know. I don't know.
Okay.
I've never seen it, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and it's like it's really weird because they'll go like the moms will go there with their sons. Yeah.
So it's like a dating show,
Yeah.
but you go with your mom, and obviously you're not dating your mom.
Yeah, but you will date other women.
You're going to date the
same
other
age as your
moms.
mom, yeah. And then they will like date.
And they're becoming friends with the other contestants. I watched a little bit with my boyfriend and his roommates. And oof.
It's like a lot.
Well, one kid, it's like one of his friends from the show ends up with his mom. Like they're in a full relationship. They're in love.
Yep.
And you believe it. And I think her name's Disco Mommy. That's what she's referred to as.
Yikes.
I honestly, I don't think that's that bad. Like, it's a little weird, but there's no familial ties being crossed.
Right.
I think it's a lot. It's like, not for me. But
right.
You know what?
Right.
If you're two consenting adults and you want to date your son's friend, I guess so.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I feel a little weird about it, but it's not my life.
Right.
Just getting cheated on, number one, terrible. To know that the other woman is your mom.
Yeah.
There's no...
Dude,
or your sister.
Or your sister.
There is just no... Like, how do you heal from that? Like, you're just... Because it's so hard to trust someone already after
Well, that's
a
like
breakup.
the one woman that you could trust around your boyfriend without it being weird. Like, obviously, if you have trust issues, you have trust issues, whatever. But, like, no one's ever checking for their mom.
Right.
Well, and then, like, well, how are the rest of the Christmas dinners going to be for the rest of the years?
Right, your daughter's
Right.
just sitting there and you're like, hey, like...
Right.
What the... I'm
Dude,
angry.
So,
crossed a line.
very much
Not
so.
okay.
I wonder how that story ended or if
Yeah.
it's ongoing. Like, did he continue to date the other aunt?
Like-
Is he still coming around to things?
Were people weird?
Is
Like,
it just
I
a
ha-
one-time thing where you're just
Yeah.
like, your mom's hot, we fucked, and that's it, and we move
Right.
on? Which, like,
Right.
so wrong, because, and here's the thing,
Right.
like we said, what would come of it? In one of those situations, the mom probably was like, I can tell that this boy is gonna cheat on my daughter, so I'm gonna just hook up with him and get rid of him. You know, like, maybe there was...
You give them too much credit,
I was
Paloma.
like, that's...
I'm trying to justify this horrible act.
I know.
She's like, I mean, it's whatever. We'll never see him. I will never see him again because
Right.
I will ruin it.
And also,
all.
you'll never see your daughter again.
I know, girl.
I'm
don't.
like, is it worth it?
Oh my God, ladies, just don't with your sisters or your cousins or your
There's just-
friends. Just don't. It's like the rule: don't date your friends, like boyfriends. Like that's
Don't date your friends' exes. Like, that's like so not the tea.
Yeah.
I don't know how to justify that. I just feel like there's never a real reason why. Because to me, like, let's just say, like, you started dating one of my exes, all I would be able to think about was, okay, so when we were dating,
Yep.
you were feeling the type of way, or maybe you did something or said something. Like, that is all that I would be able to think about.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, so that
It's
time
like,
when
oh.
we were together,
Yeah.
right?
And
my
that
God,
one
you're
time
so
when
right.
you guys were in a room together and I wasn't there, but I didn't think anything. Like, there was probably some like, no, I like
the turmoil that goes in your brain,
And to
already.
be going
Yeah.
through that with your twin in this viewer story, like,
literally no one else that is so in sync with you.
It's like getting betrayed. Like, honestly, it feels like like by yourself, because you're like, girl, we are like
We are one.
We because I feel like twins feel that. Like, they're like,
Yeah.
like your mom and her twin, like they are like,
Yes.
babe, we are the same. So like, to do that to your, like, because you also see yourself in that person. So like, to do that to
Yeah.
yourself, you're like,
Yeah.
well, that person did not obviously love themselves because they're doing those kind of
Yeah.
actions.
Yeah.
Like, if you're doing that, you're obviously not loving on your own, because you should
Yeah.
not be doing those kind of things. So yeah.
I just don't know what I
Well,
would even
girl,
say.
that was some juicy ass.
my
that was
gosh.
juicy tea.
Ooh.
I know.
And I hate to see it.
I hate to see it too.
All right, next one up. Hi, ladies. Please keep this anonymous, with a smiley face. It's like, please. I got you. I just found out my fully 100% white elderly uncle has been undergoing plastic surgery the past few years to look Japanese. His cover story was that he got in a car accident and needed partial facial reconstruction, but I guess that never actually happened, and he came clean to my mom, who promised to not tell anyone. Now you know. Not sure how I feel about the whole thing, to be honest.
did she say it was an uncle?
Yes, and it says elderly uncle, fully 100% white, undergoing plastic surgery to look Japanese.
That is so specific and wrong,
Yeah.
and like just
And
strange.
also, like, why?
Yeah.
What?
Compelled you.
Why? Like, just. I think it's wrong, but I want to know
Why?
Yeah.
Like, where did this urge come from, and how did it get to the point of following through?
Yeah.
Honestly, the car accident, a good cover story.
Great cover
Great cover
story.
story.
Yeah, because people aren't going to ask, like, oh man, his face is looking kind of different.
Right, because that's
Yeah.
rude.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, my face looks different because I got in a car accident and whatever happened.
Yeah.
No. It's him, like, telling the mom. She's like, and he told my mom.
And
And the mom's spilling the tea.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
your mom
yeah.
spilling the tea. I love it. Because
But
what
also,
the fuck?
like, I wish I could, like, see Like, I want to know. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah.
Like, what does he look like?
What did he look like before, and what does he look like now? And like, is it giving? Because I also feel like cosmetic surgeries don't look like surgeries that you have to get to reconstruct your face.
Right. Right. It's like the classic thing of someone being like, I got a nose job because I have a deviated septum. And it's like, yes, that's a real thing, but it doesn't make your nose look like this.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, I so wish to know what this person's face looks like now. Like,
I mean, I know why you didn't send a picture.
Yeah. but
It's reminding me of the right now I just saw on my FYP while we were at break, and this person did full reconstruction, like body and everything, just to look just like Britney Spears, like every single thing, like the teeth and the cheeks, and like you got to do everything to look. And I'm like, and obviously that's rooted from a place of love because you just love Britney Spears so much, but like to want to look like her, I don't know. And I feel like there might be something there. Like he's like, I saw a Japanese man, and I just saw him and was like, I saw myself in him, and that really speaks more truthfully to me, and I want to reconstruct. I don't know.
Right.
Here I am justifying their shit again.
You give people too much credit. Dude, you're like, her mom just wanted this bad man out of her life. He saw a really attractive Japanese man.
What was the reason?
I know. I feel like, because I'm like, to enhance your own features for sure. To be like, oh, I like so-and-so's lips, so I want so-and-so's lips like that. But like, to dead ass, either like fully try to be somebody else, like copy somebody's like likeness, or to just like, I mean, you can't change races, so that's like so wild to me that would even be a thing. But like, to want to do that also is like,
to attempt to do that,
choices.
Also, it's visual. It's not a secret. We can see him.
Right.
And I also love that he spilled to the mom when she asked him. Like, don't you think that if you were going to commit so hard to like this cover
you
story,
wouldn't say anything?
Yeah.
Deny.
Like that mom.
Like that mom. Deny.
And in that moment, you're like, deny, because I'm trying to make it feel real, right?
Well, yeah, or be like, yeah, I did this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, there's that difference with when you do it with your whole chest.
Yeah, because then who cares? Whatever.
Like, do it. Yeah, do it. But
do
just do it
it,
with your whole
and then
chest.
if somebody asks, you're like, yeah, yeah. But you went out of your way to lie and say you got in a car accident, you needed surgeries and all this shit. Like, so you admit this is probably not the thing you should be doing.
Oh, there is a layer of knowing it's wrong.
That's why he lied.
Because if not, you just say, I just want to. I
got my lips done, I got my nose done, whatever, because da-da-da.
Oh my
no,
gosh.
I need to say that I got in an accident because I don't want people to know that I'm trying to look Japanese.
Right.
Because then people would judge me because that's wrong.
I heard it out loud.
Yeah.
Yep. Got
it.
Next.
Oh gosh. This one Riayn titled "It's Giving Life with Derek."
And if you know,
if you know, you know. All right. Hey, ladies. I'll stay anonymous for this one. Yeah, you will.
You.
Love the pod and all of your YouTube channels. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, long story, but here's the short version. My aunt, we'll call her Susan, was raised by her aunt. One day, Susan told her aunt about a guy at school that she liked. The guy asked Susan out not too long after, and she said yes. She was all excited and told her aunt as soon as she got home from school that day. Susan's aunt was so happy for her and asked what his name was so she could call his parents before they went out together. Susan said his name was, fake name, Greg Stein. Greg Stein? Her aunt said, "Are you sure it's Greg Stein?" Susan assured her that was his name. Susan's aunt forbid her from seeing him, and Susan couldn't understand why. He was so nice. I feel like I know where this is going. Finally, after a week or so, Susan's aunt told her about some of the things they were holding until Susan was older. My Aunt Susan couldn't date Greg Stein because he was her half-brother. Hope you liked the story. Love you, ladies.
And now we get the Life with Derek reference.
But
Imagine
at
wanting
least
to-
Life with Derek was step.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. At least. But also imagine her not asking or saying anything and just like going on a date and they were like making out.
Oh no. Well, I feel like there has been definitely drama back in the day where they find out that they were like dating somebody who they were related to. Like that's such a thing, right?
Also, yeah. Also, weren't people like marrying their sisters? Like whatever the fuck. Like,
right. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. I'm like, were we like also just doing that? Oh, yeah. That's rough.
That's so hard too because like Susan, the aunt, did nothing
Right.
wrong in that situation. She met a nice boy.
Right.
Wanted to go out with him, was all excited. But now to feel so awkward seeing him and being around him.
Yeah, because also, did they tell him?
Right.
Does he know?
Oh my gosh, tea.
Is he just like feel like maybe she like stood him up or like what was the tea?
Yeah, that's your half brother, babe.
But also, it's giving.
What?
Why are you guys living so close together and they don't know? Like what is the tea?
And also, it's giving. We probably look something alike. Odd.
Right.
Right. Half. No.
I don't know.
Well, I had a friend in school who this happened to her, but with her cousin. She had like so many cousins, and it was like, just she knew most of her cousins, but not all of them. And she started telling me about this guy that she liked.
God damn.
And we made up like a code name for him, like we always do. And then one day I was like, "Oh, how's it going with code name?" And she's like, "Actually, let's never bring this up again because I told my mom about him and he's my cousin."
Shit.
And I was like, "What?" Mm-hmm. And she's like, "Yeah, I have like 5 million cousins. Well,
Right.
he's one of them. So let's never bring it up again." And I was like, "Copy.
Right.
I'm going to tell it on my podcast 15 years later."
I love that.
Right.
Got it.
But and she felt so awkward about it for
course.
so long.
Of course.
But they didn't even date. It was literally just like, "Oh, there's this
a
guy in my
crush,
class who
yeah.
I have a crush on. We're gonna be teenagers and give him a code name."
Right.
Turns out, code name should have been cousin.
Stop, Sierra. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oof, that's rough.
Ooh, that's unfortunate, but I'm glad that her response was, ew, let's never talk about that again.
Yeah.
Rather than people that are like, but like, kind of like second cousin.
Or like Karen from Mean Girls.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that your cousin? She's like, yeah, my first cousin.
Or does she say
Whatever,
second?
second cousin.
Yeah, but like second cousin.
No, she said
Seth.
Seth.
Seth. That's
No,
the
she
name.
says first cousin.
Yeah.
They're like, exactly. And she's like, no, that's like different
You
than
can't
your
date your
cousin.
second.
Yeah, that's what I'm
She
saying.
thinks it's one more removed, like
Yes.
a second
Yeah.
cousin.
Yeah.
Shit.
So her cousin.
Which, by the way, I like have to rewatch before like the new one comes out. So like
Oh,
we
yes.
can quote it and
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
I just saw January 12th.
Oh my
January
gosh, that's a date,
12th.
period.
Okay, writing it down.
Literally.
Sorry, sidebar. We had a whole conversation about this in one of our November episodes, and we cut it because we were just spitballing, so excited about the movie. And then we listened back, and it was when the strike was still happening. We were like, oh my gosh, we have to cut all of this. So now we can talk about it.
And we're so excited
The
about
Mean Girls movie.
Yes. So excited. Literally cannot wait.
I cannot wait. No, well, we got to re-say what we said because it got cut. Oh my God, that freaking trailer was so hot.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Renee Rapp, when she goes, "Get in, loser," I'm like, huh.
I'm like,
I
I,
know.
will.
I'm like,
Yes, I'm in.
I'm already in the
literally,
car. I'm
call
on
me
your
whatever
lap.
you want.
It's crazy.
Right.
No, she's gonna be an awesome Regina in the movie.
Yeah.
From the clips, from the slime tutorials I've seen of her
Yes.
in the musical, unreal.
Yeah,
I'm
so
super
good.
excited.
Which, by the way, Ms. Renee Rapp is not the only one from the Broadway cast in that movie.
Yes.
The teacher.
Yes.
Ashley Park.
Ashley Park.
oh yes, and
Yes.
she was Gretchen, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And they also kept Miss Tina Fey.
Yeah,
I
Tina
saw. I don't
Fey's
know
in
who
it.
she's
Yes.
playing. Saw some clips.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but she's in it.
The girl that played Moana.
Yes.
She's also Janice.
Yes, she's Janice.
Yes, that's
Which,
right.
oh my
that's
God, I
right.
can't wait to
also,
see her.
Damien's black.
Love
Love that.
Appropriate. Yes.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Thank
Casting.
you.
Yes. Thank
I'm
you.
so excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be so good.
So good.
I do think there's an interesting thing about the trailer, though, in that it seems like they're trying to make it seem like it's not a musical.
Yes, I think that's on purpose.
I think so too.
Which I swear to God, if you try to play me and not put a good song from the album,
No,
I
the
will
whole thing is the musical.
Okay, good. I'm
That's
just-
what the movie is, but
Oh,
they're
we're just
trying to make
tricking-
it
we're trying to trick the
seem
people
like
so
it's
they don't know.
not.
they're trying to trick the Kensies to show up.
Exactly, literally.
Kenzie's in the seats, and we're
because
like,
they didn't play any of the songs.
You're so right.
Yeah.
And we were like mad about it because we are musical theater people. And we were like, where is it? But I think they're being
And
smart
you're
and
right
not
about
doing
that.
it.
They're not promoting that, and now it's kind of bumming me out because usually with those kind of movies, they'll be like, "Oh, we'll also do like a sing along option."
They
Because
probably will later.
okay,
Yeah.
all right. Well,
They
I would
just need
also
to get people to buy tickets.
right
Because also it's giving remake, which is like, we already don't, no one really loves a remake, right? Mean Girls is so iconic. It doesn't really need a remake.
Yeah.
But it's not a remake.
It's not a remake. It's a movie
It's a-
version of the musical.
Of the musical.
I
yeah.
also liked what they did with I saw a lot of millennials reacting to it on TikTok, but being like, "This isn't your mother's Mean Girl."
Yeah. But that's tea.
and they
Yeah.
did say this version would be a little bit more risque, so I'm hoping. Fingers
Yeah.
crossed. Let's
Yeah,
see
some
it.
people were hating on the outfits, being like, Regina George would never wear cargo pants. I'm like, she would in this era.
Right. Also, it's giving this Regina George is a little gay.
Yeah, let's go.
I was watching this like, I know this is Renee Rapp and she's a little gay, but I'm like, but you're playing Regina a little gay, and I don't hate that.
It's giving a choice, and I love it.
I love to see it.
I'm like, I too want to be Regina George and be with Regina George. This is crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited for that.
It's gonna be so good.
It'll be a good one.
We're gonna have to go and like wear pink or whatever.
I was gonna say, it's giving like dress up,
like Barbie movie. Like when everybody would see Barbie, like wore pink. It's giving.
Let's do that
Wearing
for
pink.
sure. Full pink. Like it was such a fun experience to do. Like wearing the pink vibes for the Barbie movie. So
I
let's
know
do
it
it.
really was fun.
And it's part of the experience nowadays. Like getting dressed up to go to the movies. So let's do it.
Okay, I have one. This is a short one, but it's like I don't know why it felt like near and dear to my heart a little bit.
Oh,
which is it's really not, but like maybe you'll get it. I titled this one, Did You Even Try? Okay. Love you girls and grateful to have the podcast as a safe space to laugh and relax. Not really a secret, but big, where did you get the audacity energy? I'm the first grandkid on both sides of my family, and when my mom told my parental grandparents my name, my grandmother told her, in quotes, she'll never learn how to spell it. And she goes, my name is Isabella. I've been able to spell it for a long time now, LOL. That was just the first of ridiculous things said to my mom about her parenting. She was 21. Truly, I don't know where some grandparents are thinking.
So it was never about the name. It was about undermining every choice that her mom made.
I'll never learn
As
how
I
to
was
spell
reading that, I was like, I don't think Isabella's a difficult name to spell.
She's like, it's Bella in my book.
And then I'm also like, even if they spelled Isabella with like a Q and like 4s in it,
Who cares?
She'll
learn how to spell it.
It's
and
your
then
granddaughter.
Spell it.
I don't know, right? Like it's just
It's
kind of
just
silly.
like I'll never learn how to spell that.
It like sounds like a personal problem. and-
The only word that you couldn't name your kid that no one knows how to spell is restaurant, and that's never going to happen.
Scream. Honestly, I don't know how to spell that.
Every time I'm at restaurant,
And then when the phone doesn't fix it, I'm like, you know what I'm trying to say, and it's rude that you're not fixing it.
clicks the voice. Restaurant.
Literally, I get so frustrated when I'm like, you know what this says,
Right.
Fix it, and it doesn't. Then I have to say it, and I'm like, you just called me stupid. My phone.
You just said this to my face.
Literally. Yeah, it's just like rude. Also,
It's super
like
rude.
I'm telling you what I'm gonna name my kid, and that your response was, "Oh, I'm never gonna learn how to spell that."
The only response to someone telling you what the baby name is should be, "Oh, that's beautiful.
Love it,
Love it."
because also
Congratulations.
no one really cares about your opinion about it anyway. It's not your kid.
Right.
Only if they ask your opinion.
Right.
If they say, "This
Right.
is the name we're thinking. What do you think about?" If there is no "What do you think about it?" Congratulations.
I like that. I like that.
As we are, thinking about baby names for this baby, it was funny. I asked my family for some opinions on the names, but I didn't at first say like, "What do you think?" I was just like, they were like, "What names are you thinking?" I said the names, and then I said, "Which one do you guys like the best?" And my dad goes, "Do you want our opinion?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay, I like this one, and this one I think that's one, and this one," and I was like, "Oh, well, thanks for like checking in."
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it was
yeah.
very like, he was like,
He's like, I don't want to.
"Do you want me to say something?" Because I
Right.
think once someone says something negative about a baby name and then you choose it, how do you unhear it?
yeah. True.
Yeah.
That's so nice that he clarified, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
a lot.
that
I
is
did
nice.
appreciate that. It kind of caught me off guard. I was like, "Oh yeah, no, I was asking."
Right.
Like I genuinely
Genuinely want to.
wanna
Yeah.
Aw.
I know.
That's so exciting. And
is.
it's, and sorry, back to the viewer comment. I just really, it feels like you're just like rejecting like what, like the kid's not even here. Like we're just talking about things. Like
Right,
it doesn't really
right.
matter in this
Yeah.
situation. Like I'm just like looking for connection and be like, oh, I'm telling you about
I'm
the
just
baby.
like, yeah. I'm
and
just
you're like,
sharing
and I'm
some
not.
exciting news, and you're like,
Okay, well, it's giving when I ask you do you want to hang out with the baby? You're like, well, I don't want to do that either because you don't even want to
well,
learn
it's
their
giving.
name.
I'm not going to ask you.
Yeah, that's super tough. And
Yeah.
like, let's show some support. I don't know, like just like that's a bummer to hear. So I don't
I have a question. This is like not really fully related, but I've been seeing a lot of TikToks where like the parent or like these parents are like having kids or whatever. They're like announcing they're doing gender reveals or whatever, and whatever, we're pregnant, yay. And then like the grandma like does the most and like is like freaking out, like crying. They're like, oh, we're having a girl, and the grandma's like, doing backflips off of tables and like making it like about her
Yeah.
and like whatever. And I've always thought, I'm like, that's so interesting because I always hear people be like, well, make me a grandparent. I want grandkids. And I'm like, I don't really understand that. Like, I guess I understand people wanting to have kids. I'm like, okay, I can conceptualize that. That makes sense to me. Then I'm like, but why are grandparents like freaking out? Like, why are they like so aggressive with it?
I have two theories. One is more positive and like optimistic, and the other one is not so much. So I'll start with the not so much.
Okay.
I think part of it is like my legacy lives on, right?
I see.
You know, oh, I'm so happy because I will have like my generational line will continue, right?
Unless you're the royal family, who
Like,
the
who
fuck are
cares?
you? Like, what legacy?
But I do think that's something older people care about,
I
and
guess.
in appearances as well, right? To be, I'm a grandmother, I'm a grandfather, right? Like, I think that's part of it.
Right.
The more optimistic side of me is the role of a grandparent is like so much fun with so much less responsibility. Like, my parents said to me when I was pregnant with Grace that they were so excited to be grandparents because they tried really hard to parent us well, even when it meant saying no to things and drawing boundaries. And then they would send us to their parents' houses and they'd spoil us rotten and they would have to deal with the consequences. And they're like, now we just get to be the fun ones.
Yeah.
And I
And
don't
just
have
spoil 'em.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't have to, and also like we can bring them over to our house and just be so fun and then tap out and be done.
Right.
Right.
And so I think that's the more positive part, right? Oh, I get to be a grandparent. I get to go through all the joys of having babies around
See, but
again.
that's different. Even the way you just said that is different. I get to be a grandparent. My kids having kids. That's so awesome. I get to do X, Y, Z, Z, Z. I don't know if your parents were like, we want to be grandparents. We want grandkids. So
Like
if you
when
could
they
tell
never were.
But
Yeah.
like that's a lot of people's reality.
Yeah.
What is that about? Why?
Optics, maybe?
They're
right?
like, yeah,
Oh, I guess so.
yeah, and just like them also getting older and being like, I need to check this box off in my life because I was a mom, I was this, and now it's time for me to be a grandma because a lot of times like just that is how society is. So they're like, and now it's time that my daughter has a daughter, so I can be a grandma. If not, I did not do the circle of life properly.
Well, and a lot of older generations too, especially because it wasn't that far off that women can have bank accounts or own property or do whatever. I did this, so you have to do it too.
Right.
And the same people that because I've heard the rhetoric around you were just so difficult to raise. And I can't wait for you to have a daughter and then you'll know her, you'll have this. And it's like this
Right.
weird justification of the choices that they had to make were made during their lifetime.
Right.
On the note of what you said, Jess, of like, oh, well, you're going to have to deal with what I dealt with you. I saw the most beautiful TikTok that has really stuck with me for months and I thought was so beautiful. It was this woman and she was talking about how that was said to her. You know, oh, I hope you have a kid who's just like you, right? Who's so difficult and who's so terrible and who's just a little monster. And she said, I do hope someday that you have a daughter that's just like you so you can see how easy you were to love. And you can see that you were never the problem. And you can see that, you know, you are so filled with joy and life and love and that to love you was the easiest thing. And I was like, oh my God, because how
Right.
often is that said? You know, oh,
Right.
it's gonna come back to you.
Right. Good luck when you have a daughter.
Oh, she's gonna
Yeah.
be just like you. And,
And
it's
you're
like,
saying that to the daughter.
Yeah,
your
right.
daughter. And like, how do you think that makes your daughter feel?
Right.
yeah.
It feels like I'm not.
Feels like I
I
don't
didn't
want to
do
have
it
a
right.
daughter.
Yeah, it also makes me feel like I didn't get it right, and I didn't
Yeah.
do what I was supposed to do as like a child for you to enjoy it as a mother. If you're
Right.
telling me I was such a pill,
Right.
like that's so tough to hear, and I'm so glad that this person like took the step next and was like, that was my
broke
reality.
That generational thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
broke that shit and was like, next step, I can't wait for this.
Right.
Yeah. Instead
Right.
to say, I hope you have a kid who's just like you so you can see how easy you are to love. Oh my
That's
God.
beautiful.
Right in the heart.
Right
Yeah.
in the heart. Totally. Sorry.
I don't know
just,
how
like,
we got here.
I think I was just like, why do grandparents like pressure their children to have kids? But that was how we got there.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. That was really
yeah,
sweet.
very
and
good.
I think
and-
about that often.
Yeah, and I hope that some viewers that have ever experienced something like that can hear that and be like, right. And just because I experienced something with my family, et cetera, doesn't mean that my family has to be that way if I choose to have a family one day.
Yep.
All right, ladies, we have a juicy one because the first line says, OMG, I have a family situation that always makes people say, oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Including every therapist I've ever talked to.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Okay.
Here we go. My parents are divorced since I was a baby and both are remarried. The part that's unusual is that my stepmom and my stepdad also used to be married to each other.
Wait, hold on.
Both parents remarried. The stepmom and the stepdad used to be married to each other.
Yeah, no, that is,
Okay.
I read that correct and I'm rereading it.
Okay, yeah, I was like, did you say that right? But I'm like,
Shall I go back?
Yeah, just a
Shall
little.
I keep going? Okay, here we go. My parents are divorced since I was a baby and both are remarried. The part that's unusual is that my stepmom and my stepdad also used to be married to each other.
Oh, so they got divorced and married
Another couple,
couple that was together
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
There's more. Oh,
There's
but
more.
Wait, there's more. The four of them were all good friends, in parentheses, and I mean good friends. My stepmom and stepdad watched my older brother while my parents went to the hospital to have me. And then they essentially wife swapped. LOL. So me and my step siblings grew up going back and forth together between the same two houses with the same four parents. I was probably in middle school when I finally realized just how unusual the situation was.
Are they all, it sounds like they're all on good terms.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's and I mean good. My stepmom and stepdad watched my older brother. Like they are like couple friends, and I wonder.
I wonder if
say
did it start out as swingers?
I was
Yeah,
like, is it
yeah,
giving
yeah.
swingers?
Or was it like, I feel like it either had to be that or like the relationships both were kind of rocky and.
But what are the odds that they like met the same couple? Like that's what I think is weird. Like if you guys weren't already in each other's lives, how did you both end up meeting the same couple? Because it's one thing, right, to get divorced and you go over here and I met so-and-so at the store and you met so-and-so traveling.
Well, that's where I'm wondering if they were really close couple friends and one of the both couples were kind of on rocky terms and both couples split and then one pair got together and instead of the other pair being mad, they were like, well, we've always kind of had feelings for each other, so I guess now we don't have to feel guilty about it.
So it says my parents are divorced since I was a baby.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, that's the part
That's the
I
part
wasn't.
that I'm saying. I'm like, I don't think that it was like
Right.
already
so they
a situation.
divorced since she was a baby. And they had a friend. They were both friends with the same couple. That couple divorced, and then they. Oh, I see why everyone goes, oh wow.
Yeah, it seems very intricate.
But at least everyone's on good terms.
Yeah, at least you're not like the people aren't fighting.
Well, and honestly, stability to have the same four parents and
Well, to have four parents instead of just two.
yeah.
And your bonus siblings to travel around with?
Right. My ex's parents were kind of like that. Like her like parents broke up or divorced or whatever, and then so the dad remarried and the mom remarried, and then they would all just like go over to each other's houses and like hang out.
Like that's so great
Yeah.
that the kids can do that.
Yeah. I was like, I mean, this is cool. At least nobody's like fighting. We're not.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool. I
They
guess
can all
That's
have
just more-
Christmas together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's interesting though to like literally just like it's almost giving like the same, but it's like same but different.
But also, it's them noting I was probably in middle school when I finally realized just how unusual this was, making it seem that it wasn't unusual. Like, it wasn't odd.
Well, that
like,
was
it
just
wasn't-
their life.
Yeah, that was just your reality. And you were like, that's...
And I'm sure
13.
like said something to one of their friends and their friend was like,
What?
that's weird.
Yeah.
It was the friend.
Totally.
The first friend hearing this drama in middle school was like, oh, girl, I feel like...
I don't understand.
Yeah, run me that.
Yeah,
run that
my
back
parents
and
are
put it-
divorced and they don't even talk to each other. So I don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
that's
and
like that's
Right.
like really wild.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they had probably like, they were just kind of like the same type of people if they're like switching. So like, it's just
Right.
like, that's what I like and that's my type of people.
Right.
And then kind of how interesting for your step siblings to have the exact same set of step parents.
Right.
Right.
Because typically, right, if their dad married your mom, they would also have another step family
Right.
on the other side. But it's you.
Yeah.
And your dad and your mom.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's literally the same, except your mom and dad don't live in the same house.
Right. And you know what? Maybe the tea is that they broke up and then one of them just set the other person up with, like, you know.
Right. There's no way they weren't swingers. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm like, how? It's the same. We're all doing this. It's not the same.
There was giving we were all friends at one point, and then that's why it just is super easy to be super good.
Yeah.
T.
Heard.
All right, well, I'd love to see it.
All right, this next one says, "Oh, have I got one for y'all?" So I'm a plus size gal, literally always have been, and I was diagnosed with PCOS at age 12. I'm by far the biggest person in my family, and my family always judges that and sees it as laziness. For the past 5 Christmases, my grandma has gifted me something weight loss related. It started out as a diet cookbook, moved to a scale, and then 2 years later, and then for 2 years, it's been a gym membership and shapewear.
Yikes.
Both of which come with a strong guilting of, I'm really concerned about you, and saying, your papa would want you to be healthy. My papa died almost 3 years ago. Can't wait to see what I get this year. First of all, I am so sorry you're having to deal with that. What a horrible manipulative thing to say.
Right.
To say, I mean, the gift giving is awful and has its whole own other set of issues, but to say a person that you loved who is passed,
Right.
don't you want them to be happy?
Right.
Oh my gosh, that's so wrong, so manipulative,
So fucked up.
Yeah.
fucked up. And to use a gift giving opportunity to try and shame somebody about their body.
Right.
I'm so sorry you're having to deal with that, and I hope that you can set some boundaries with this person
Right.
and say, you know, let's not do gifts this year because the gifts that you give me every year are
Right.
inappropriate.
Right.
Yeah.
Inappropriate. Listen, I think that word, like saying that to somebody is like, it feels like so like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
because
inappropriate, right? And
Yeah.
you start rethink like, oh my
you're
God.
like, oh my God, that was
Because I'm
inappropriate.
sure that those people gifting that never in their mind were like, this is inappropriate. Like
But
that.
I'm motivating
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just trying to
exactly.
help you.
That was
you.
never
Yeah.
a word they like thought
Yes.
in their mind. So it's very great to label that behavior with a word like that. So every time you try to do that, you can pick in your mind me
Right.
saying,
Oh, that's inappropriate.
That's inappropriate.
Yeah. But also, if you don't feel like you can do that, because that
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
with grandparents is complicated,
Yeah.
I hope that you can find other ways to take care of yourself and know that that is inappropriate and doesn't define your worth.
Yeah.
And gosh, that makes me mad for you.
I know.
Yeah.
Also, at this point, however long it's been, you would think that if I was gonna take you up on whatever or do whatever it is you want me to do, I would have done it. That's also not a gift.
Yeah. That's not a gift.
Just don't give me
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, and it's really giving that they are unhealed. It's literally
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not about you. They are literally pushing all their own insecurities onto you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not about you.
That was
Yeah.
like, I think the biggest thing for me to learn with like dealing with the family and body shaming and stuff is just, it's not about you. And I, a few years ago, set some serious boundaries with the person in my family who does shit just like that. And I'm surprised that it's held.
Yeah,
Really?
She's been very receptive.
that's great.
And I feel like if you can set those boundaries, not everyone's going to be as receptive, but I think if you can, it's such a good thing to do for yourself. But it's hard and it's awkward.
Oh my God, it's so
God,
hard. It's so awkward.
and you're like, I'm standing up for myself.
right. And you like feel bad, but you're like, I'm not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
Why do I feel bad right now?
Yes.
I'm literally just sticking up for myself and saying that hurts my feelings. Please don't. Why do I feel like an asshole?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, because you made it uncomfortable.
Right. Right.
Right.
And it's crazy.
Right.
Oh, I made it uncomfortable.
Right.
Oh,
I've just been sitting in discomfort for years, but
Right.
welcome.
Yeah. My favorite
Yeah.
thing to say back to just anything with the audacity is I'm surprised that you would say that to me. Or what makes you think it would be okay to say that to me?
I'm surprised
I
you
like
would say
that.
that to me.
Or
Right.
I hope you don't, when it's not about something like that, I hope you don't think I agree with you.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh,
Got him.
got him, boys.
Yeah. Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one. And helpful. Gotta have some
know.
like locked and loaded
Well,
because
yeah, because-
sometimes they come they're out of pocket and I'm like,
And then
And then I'm upset, and then I can't even get a word out. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, the holidays can be a time for joyous family celebrations. They can also be a time for drama being spilled and inappropriate things being said and gifted.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I think we have one more. You want to take us home, Riayn?
Yes, I will take it away. This viewer says, I would like to tell you about my Grandma B. Grandma B just turned 80, but back when she was in pharmacy school in the early 60s, one of 3 women in her class, go Grandma,
Go Grandma
period,
B.
Oh my gosh.
She lived on her campus. Her roommate and her were both in a religious affinity group on campus. And in that group, her roommate met her boyfriend, Victor. Well, her roommate goes home for Christmas, and my grandma stayed on campus and promised to watch her roommate's guinea pigs while she was away. Victor also didn't go home for Christmas and planned to celebrate with the group on campus, the group that also Grandma B was in. Anyways, Grandma B swears the guinea pig got loose, and Victor just had to help her find it. Long story short, instead of a guinea pig, Grandma B and Victor, my grandfather, found love, and Grandma B had a very rocky roommate relationship for the rest of the year. The roommate did not attend the wedding. I usually don't condone boyfriend stealing, and I'm not sure that was very Christian of her to orchestrate during the holiday season, but every Christmas, I'm grateful for the runaway guinea pig.
Oh, man. That's like, I feel like that's more on the lighthearted side because, you know, they were in college and they weren't married. And, like, it's not great, but it is funny with the guinea pig.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes it's hard to humanize your older relatives, right? To imagine that they had a younger life, but to imagine your grandma and grandpa running around looking for a guinea pig and falling in love when they shouldn't be.
Right.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm like,
it's
you
kind of
guys.
really funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys.
Like, oh my God, Grandma B, you're so bad.
Literally. Yep. I found it so funny when the viewer was like, yeah, and my grandma and my Grandpa Victor. I was like, oh shit.
She set it up well.
Yeah. Loved that. These were so good. I feel like we could definitely do these again.
Yeah.
I feel like holiday family stories will just never get old because family during the holidays is wild.
Yeah, it's like such a weird balance of like, oh, I'm so happy to have this time with these people.
Right.
And like, oh man,
I'm going to
these
spend
people.
so much time with these people. Yeah.
And also, I need to spend time with these people. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love my family and I'm, you know, grateful for them and for this time. And especially, you know, now having Grace, it's fun to have everyone around. But, you know,
also, the pressure must be like so much. Like nobody really, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you have kids now. So you're like, Sierra, get out of here.
No one is like,
you know what I mean?
really questioning
they wanna see your
me
kids.
anymore.
Yeah, they're like, anyways, bring the babies.
Right.
Yeah, and where's Grace?
Right.
Especially being pregnant. No one can ask me, when's the second one coming? I'm like,
Right. Here it
in
is.
April.
Right.
Dude, that's
Right.
true. That must be nice. Like, showing you're like, girl, I'm already in the
what
process.
do you want from me? Here's one, here's the other.
Right. You're like,
Right.
please don't ask me any questions, please.
Right.
I like that.
Also, being pregnant during the holidays, I'm like, I have every excuse to be like, yeah, you know, I've gotta go.
gotta go.
I'm tired and
I
I
can't
just,
help you. I'm so.
yeah.
Baby. Oh,
That's tea. That is tea.
You guys, well, thank you so much for staying with us and hearing our juicy secrets from you guys, actually.
Right,
thank you for the juicy
Thank
secret.
you guys for the juicy
Yes.
secrets. And we hope that you have such a safe and loving holiday season with your loved ones. We're always here. Drop some stuff in the comments if there's drama going on. I do want
Yes, if there's current drama.
Yeah, if there's current drama, drop it in. I will be reading
If
them.
you're hiding in the back room, like listening to this so that you can just have a moment, let us know what's going on.
I'll be at home at the holidays reading the comments with my wine. So please do. And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you at the next one.
Bye.
Bye.